It got better. I have every reason to be upset. I have every reason to be upset about the start of the show. I have every reason to be upset with some decisions that were made, but it got better. We're going to talk about it. Wrestlepalooza, whatever a palooza is, we're going to talk about it. Let's go.
Uh-oh.
Yes, boy!
French toast is the exchange student that you have like a 3-week affair with.
Fake. We can see that you don't have pants on.
Somebody hit somebody with a pie. Do something.
Giovanni yelling we're out of time as we go off the air.
Giovanni yelling a lot of things tonight.
And welcome to the Mark It Down podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Mark It Down podcast. I say back because you were just with me as we covered AEW All Out, and now we are here for WWE Wrestlepalooza. What is a palooza? No idea. You know, it's not a mania, but that might be what we have to get used to here in the United States. But that's a conversation for a different time. I stand by what I said. I was very upset as I was watching that first match on Wrestlepalooza, as I was simultaneously watching the main events of AEW All Out. I was very upset. Very upset. And I'm going to talk about why I'm upset. But Wrestlepalooza got better. It was an enjoyable show. Counter-programmed for no reason type of show, but it was an enjoyable show with some really fun wrestling, some really good moments, and we're going to talk about it. First and foremost, let's just get the negativity out of the way. Yes, John Cena versus Brock Lesnar happened again. And just like it did at SummerSlam in 2014, I hated it for the same reasons, but it's somehow worse now. Brock Lesnar coming out looking like a monster, like he always does, like he always did. Granted, it's been 2 years since we've seen him wrestle in a WWE ring, but he's back looking real jacked. John comes out doing his entrance with so many children dressed. If you hear a dog barking, I apologize. With so many children dressed, decked out John Cena gear. It was beautiful. It was everything that John Cena, the babyface hero, is. Hero to kids. It was a great, great entrance for a guy like John. John comes out, gets the full John Cena hero entrance introduction on from the announcer. And as she's about to do Brock's entrance, Paul Heyman does the introduction. They're back together, I suppose. Don't know why. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but it does feel right to see Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman. Now, let me say, guys, I'm not going to get caught up in the Brock of it all. I'm not going to get caught up in is this an okay thing? Is this the right thing? Is this wrong? He's there for now. So I'm going to talk about the program that he was a part of. I'm going to talk about his part in the show, and I'm not going to get into the fact that there were fans who had signs that said he shouldn't be here, and we know why. That's a completely separate subject. That's not for me to talk about. I'm not educated enough. But John and Brock had a match. It was everything the SummerSlam beatdown was. It was everything that one-sided fight was back then. Hi, Fernando. Thanks for coming back, buddy. We really do appreciate it. But instead of German suplexes, this was F5s. Double duty. I mean, hey, if you're here, I'm here. So I appreciate you for being here. Glad to talk with you. I hope other people got to enjoy all the wrestling that there was today, or enjoyed it to the best that they could. I know I had some mixed feelings, and we're getting into it. But back then, Suplex City was built off the corpse of John Cena. And tonight, Brock Lesnar returned, and his return was built off of the corpse of John Cena once again. Like I said, instead of German suplexes, it was F5s. Brock hit 6 F5s. to secure the win over John. Quite frankly, I don't think he needed to hit that many. He just never pinned John. But 6 F5s, 1, 2, 3, Brock Lesnar beats Cena. Now, granted, John did get some offense in. John is going for his 5 moves of doom. He does the running shoulder tackle until he finally puts Brock down. But instead of going for the 5-knuckle shuffle, he hits 3 AAs in a row. Brock kicks out. John does go for the 5-knuckle shuffle, but that's where Brock catches him, and that's where the F5 Brigade started. Now, that is a good point. Brock Lesnar did create the Doctor of Thugonomics, Fernando. A lot of people forget because so much of John and Brock's rivalry has continued since Brock made his initial return to professional wrestling in the 2010s, and they've had several matches since then. But that rivalry did start way, way back when John hadn't even won his first world title, and Brock was still in his first run in WWE. The F5 led to the FU. Now we call it the AA. And I loved their feud back then. I think John and Brock are always going to be in some ways intertwined. And I think that's cool. But I didn't need this. I didn't need this matchup. Especially not the way it happened. Like I said, take away all of the outside stuff with Brock. But the last time we saw Brock was 2 years ago, losing to Cody Rhodes and giving Cody the rub after Cody beat him and acknowledging that Cody beat him. It was a great moment. So for Brock to come back and inexplicably just go on a rampage last night on SmackDown, terrorizing Michael Cole, F5 Corey Graves twice. I don't know what this is right now. And this is Cena's retirement tour. We have him for 3 months, less than 10 dates, I think. I don't need to see Cena losing like this. And if he was going to lose like this, it didn't need to beat a Brock. There are other people that would have benefited from this type of beatdown of Cena. People like Gunther, people like Braun Breaker, people like Jacob Fatu. There are so many people that would have benefited from this. And it didn't need to be Brock destroying Cena, because that's what this was. Fernando saying he's surprised Cena lost and saying Cena should have went undefeated until his very last match. I don't mind that John has taken some losses. I don't mind that John has put some people over, not as many people as he should, arguably. I mean, granted, I'm the Cena guy. I am a Fruity Pebble for life, forever member of the C Nation. But when somebody's leaving and they're going out, you want to put people over on the way out. I'm glad that he's won a lot. I'm so happy that John won the 17th. I'm so happy John broke the record. I'm so glad I was there for Cena versus Cody 2 at SummerSlam Night 2. That was fantastic. We've seen he could put on bangers still. So the fact that this was what it was, this one-sided beatdown where Brock decimated him with F5s. Maybe it's because F5s are safer than Germans. John could maybe have injured his neck or his shoulder or whatever it may be. I just don't know why the match was booked like this. Or at all. We want to see Cena be the hero until the end. If Cena loses in the last match, that's what he's supposed to do. You put over the next guy when you go out. I get that. But I don't know who benefits from this other than Brock. And even then, what is Brock's role going forward? Is Brock going to win a title? I don't know. That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. But we're here. I didn't love it. It's kind of a bummer, but I'm going to have faith that there is somewhat of a plan here. This is, and I kind of buried this just because I wanted to get the negativity out. This is the beginning of WWE in the ESPN era. WWE, this is their first show, their first premium live event that you had to watch via ESPN. Triple H did his normal shtick where he kind of made it about him as always, where he started the show, Are You Ready? And talking about all of that. Braun Breaker beating Brock at Mania. Interesting, maybe, but as we've seen, Brock and Paul are on the same side right now. That's not to say things can't change by the time we get to Mania, but right now we're closer to Brock teaming with Braun than facing Braun. But yes, that is a match that I'm very much looking forward to. But I wouldn't be shocked if we get Brock Gunther first at some point. We'll see. But yeah, guys, I know this is the ESPN era. I know they wanted to start off strong, but like I said, watching this match while simultaneously watching the superior AEW main event between Fletcher and Hangman, woof. And Cena deserves better. I joked about it on the AEW stream. AEW and Adam Copeland did a better job of honoring John Cena than WWE did today. So, whatever. Just got to ride it out till December. I hope John gets some good moments until then. But moving forward, after this debacle, as far as I'm concerned, we had a tag team match between the Usos and The Vision. The Vision being Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Now, there was a segment prior where we saw what happened earlier in the night, where they have a little bit of an altercation, a little bit of an interaction. And this led to LA Knight being announced as the special guest referee. LA Knight, who has been embroiled in a sort of feud with The Vision, a sort of feud with Jey Uso. Sorry, guys, you know the deal. When it's just me, I got to deal with social media. So I promise you got my attention. I just got to deal with other stuff. LA Knight, who, as commentary pointed out, has a beef with both sides. Oh, Maria, don't be sorry. I started late too myself. It was a lot of wrestling to watch, a lot of wrestling to cover. Just happy to have you here. But LA Knight has beef with both sides, so he probably has every reason to call this down the middle, and he did, but not necessarily cleanly. As we saw, both sides definitely bent the rules, took advantage of the fact that he's the special referee, using chairs, using tables, and LA Knight allowed it to happen for the sake of the match continuing. The finish coming after a brief, unfortunate mix-up where Jay was swinging the chair, about to hit, I'm not sure if it was Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed. They duck. He almost hits LA Knight. He stops himself, but this allows him to get speared by Breaker. Him and Jimmy both went through a table. He then spears Jay, allowing Bronson Reed to hit the tsunami, the top rope splash, and giving The Vision the win. I'm going to say this was the right move. The Usos, who shockingly have not teamed together in a tag team match in 2 years. Wow. They didn't need the win. The hype was just in them teaming up together, and they really did play up to it. They really abused the hell out of Jay's entrance. Fernando saying that LA Knight didn't need to be the special referee. It didn't add anything. I think it did in the scheme of the feud between Jay and LA. Clearly, that's not done. And to have him not involved in the match in any capacity would have been a mistake. Granted, him being the special referee might not have been needed, but he needed to get involved. So this was the best way of doing it without it being just an interference spot, because that would have been a little contrived. But yeah, definitely a messy situation. Maria saying that she thinks The Vision is being fumbled. I think they're in a weird position because Paul has been with the kids while dad, Seth Rollins, has been out with mom feuding with the other couple next door. So the fact that the group has been so split has been a little weird, but they have been painting it in the right way that while Seth is dealing with his issues, The Vision are under the tutelage of Paul Heyman. This dangerous alliance, if you will. So I get it. They need to come back together. They absolutely need to come back together. But I don't think all is lost yet. I think there's reason to keep hope alive. But yeah, fine tag team match. I felt things starting to pick up with this match. I thought it went a little long for what it is. But granted, on a WWE show with 5-6 matches, and one of them was a squash match between Cena and Brock, I get that these matches needed to go long. So, fine enough. The Jey Uso LA Knight rivalry is going to continue. The Vision got a much-needed win to help boost them up, pick them up. Braun just looks like a torpedo. It's nuts. But that's cool. Moving on, we then go to the Women's World Championship match as the belt, which was vacated by Naomi due to her pregnancy. Again, congratulations, Naomi. Is being decided between Io Sky and Stephanie Vacar. This was the match where I was like, fine, the pay-per-view's good, or at the very least, things are now good. The match was great. I cannot say enough good things about it. Both of these women showed up. They were given the time to shine, and they did. So that was really cool to see. I'm really happy for both of them. I think they absolutely delivered. The finish coming with Stephanie Vacar hitting a giant top rope moonsault, getting the 1, 2, 3, pinning Io Sky. The crowd ate this up. So sorry, guys. As you know, still a little sick. The crowd ate this up, giving Stephanie Vacar a much deserved standing ovation. Both women bowing to one another post match, giving each other the respect that they both earned, the respect that they both deserve. This wasn't the way we wanted to see Stephanie win her first world title. We would have liked to see her, win it like from the champion. But given the circumstances, this is a great pivot. They're doing a good job of establishing her as a star now. And Io didn't need to win it again. And considering Io was the champion previously due to Money in the Bank shenanigans from Naomi, her being the previous champion, dropping it to the new champion is a good way of giving it some legitimacy. So really looking forward to the title reign of Stephanie Vacar. Really looking forward to the storyline between Io Sky and the other Joshis, Asuka and Kairi Sane. That continuing, quite frankly, it didn't need the belt for that story. So I think everything played out the way it needed to. Go watch this match. One of the best matches on the card, if not the best match on the card. Great match. Good job, both of them. And congratulations, Stephanie. Maria saying Vacar is pound for pound the best woman wrestler in WWE. I think that's a great argument. I think there are a few names that you could put on that list, but she's absolutely near the top, if not at the top. So this was the right choice. You could argue maybe it's a little soon for her to win the world title, but clearly they have faith in her. Clearly she's shown up for them. Her dedication to WWE is being rewarded. So good for her. She bet on herself. She bet on herself in WWE, and more power to her for it. Congratulations to the new Women's World Champion, Stephanie Vacar. We then move to other women news, but not in the ring. We have a nice, touching segment where The Undertaker comes out and greets Stephanie McMahon, who is sitting ringside. Undertaker, after some playfulness, some fun back and forth between these two long-term friends, Undertaker has long described Stephanie as like his annoying little sister. Undertaker announces to Stephanie and to the crowd that Stephanie McMahon is going to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Congratulations to Stephanie, who's clearly super emotional at this reveal, at this announcement. Stephanie has done so much for WWE, for the company. Some might even argue she created women's wrestling. But in all seriousness, congratulations to Stephanie. This was a nice moment between friends. This was a nice moment for the company. And considering Stephanie's status within the company, that she left due to all the issues with Vince and she was gone, to see her being acknowledged is nice. So congratulations, and that'll be a fun moment WrestleMania weekend. Moving forward to the definitely the most anticipated matchup of the night. Somehow not the show opener, somehow not the main event. But here we are, CM Punk teaming with the returning AJ Lee against Seth Rollins, the World Heavyweight Champion, and Becky Lynch, the Women's Intercontinental Champion. So she can still go. Guys, it was one of those things that nobody knew it was going to happen. Nobody expected it to happen. Nobody knew definitively we would ever see AJ Lee back in a WWE ring. Give me 1 second, I'm about to cough. It's going to be bad, guys. Sorry. it had been rumored, it had been hoped for. Ever since Punk returned, the hope was AJ would too. And that goes back to AEW, not just WWE. From the moment CM Punk returned to wrestling, the question was, how far behind is AJ Lee? Took some time, but we got there. AJ Lee backing the WWE, wrestling in a high caliber, high profile matchup. And she did her part. She had some great spots there. This was a fun back and forth matchup between four extremely talented people. Highlight for me was definitely AJ hitting the curb stomp onto Seth to break up a pin that Seth was pinning Punk. But all four of them had great back and forth. Becky hitting a sharpshooter onto Punk was really fun. Punk countering it and just staring daggers at her was a great moment. We saw so many fun spots going through the table, tandem offense, everything. The finish coming with AJ making Becky tap out to her submission hold. I think it's the Black Widow. I think that's what it's called. This is the beginning. AJ's back, starting off strong, starting off with a big win over a very prominent star in Becky Lynch. Let's see if this translates into title matches between Punk and Seth and Becky and AJ. Time will tell. I got a good feeling it will. And let's see where that goes. But great return for AJ. Clearly having a blast with her husband, CM Punk. And the same could be said for Becky and Seth, who I think looked a lot better in this outing than they did years ago when they teamed up in the first place, to the point that they said they never wanted to team up again. So I thought this was pretty cool. And congratulations to AJ Lee on a very successful return. Moving on to the ending, the main event. We had the undisputed WWE Championship on the line as Cody Rhodes took on Drew McIntyre. Guys, I don't know why this main evented. It was a good match. It was a strong match. It was a good back and forth matchup. I don't know why it main evented over the intergender match. I understand why it main evented over Cena and Brock, but I don't get it. You would think maybe that meant Drew was going to win, but Cody Rhodes retains against Drew McIntyre. Drew costing himself essentially as the finish of the match comes. Both men are on the outside. Drew hesitating, but then going for a Claymore against the downed Cody, who's against the announce table. Cody dodges and Drew drives his leg through the announce table, injuring his leg, his knee. The action goes back into the ring. Cody goes for a Cody cutter. Drew counters with a big headbutt, downing a flying Cody. Drew then sets up for a Claymore. He runs, collapses in the middle of the ring under his bad knee. Cody takes advantage, hits a Cody cutter, and then hits a Crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes is still... Sorry, that wasn't anything sassy. That was just me coughing. Cody Rhodes is still your WWE Undisputed Champion. Solid main event. It's funny because I was talking to some friends about this show earlier before everything really got started, and they said that it was a glorified house show. And we've seen some of that, unfortunately, from WWE. Their Saturday night main events tend to give off that vibe a little bit. I didn't think Wrestlepalooza would be that. And arguably it wasn't. Having AJ's return elevates it. Brock's return elevates it. But this really did feel like a glorified house show in some ways, where nothing super substantial happened. Obviously, Brock getting a decimating win over Cena is impactful, but time will tell on what that means. AJ coming back is big, but doesn't really change anything. It's just cool. Cody retaining. And even the women's championship match, vacant, no title changed hands, is weird, but I get why that sentiment is there. Maria saying AJ Lee was rusty and the match was mid. The title match should have main event. Fair enough. You know what? Fair enough. Maria also saying All Out was better. I'm going to agree. Granted, it's not really fair when you have all the wrestling that AEW is presenting on its pay-per-view versus the much tighter show that WWE puts out. But tight is even kind of up to debate considering how many commercials there are during these pay-per-views. Overall, it was a good day for wrestling with some very memorable moments from both AEW and WWE. still decimated, still devastated by the John Cena beatdown. Hopefully he's able to rebound before the retirement. Don't know where we go here, but so much of this just doesn't feel special, at least not to me. I hope you guys enjoyed the show or shows. I hope you guys enjoyed your day of wrestling. I enjoyed being with you guys. You guys made today a lot more fun. But guys, that was WWE Wrestlepalooza. If you enjoyed it, let us know. If you enjoyed being with me, let me know. I really need the ego boost. I'm feeling like crap right now physically, but you guys, like I said, really made this a much better experience. Fernando saying that he agrees AEW won the night. I'd say so too. But I'm sure there will be plenty of people who will tell us we're crazy and WWE is doing everything right and we're wrong. But guys, thank you so much for joining me today during this very, very long day of wrestling. This was Wrestlepalooza, and it was a palooza, whatever that may mean. Thank you for joining us here at the Market Down Podcast. If you enjoyed the show and you're a newcomer, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Join the party. Clearly, we talk about all things wrestling. If you're one of our usuals, if you're Fernando, if you're Maria, if you're anyone else who was with me today, thank you so much. Really means a lot. We will be back most likely for Dynamite on Wednesday. I will not be around for the Impact Zone, for the Gympact Zone on Thursday, most likely. But I maybe, let's see, could go either way. But I will not be around for Victory Road. That's what it is. I won't be around for Victory Road on Friday because I have a wedding that weekend. And yeah, guys, have a great night. Thank you so much. I'm super tired. I'm rambling. And Maria, thank you so much for that comment. Really meant a lot. Everybody, check out our social media. If you don't remember what they are, check out the last video. Check out the AEW All Out video. I put it out there too. Have a great night. Thank you, everybody.